everybody, my name is Tommy and today I'm going to be your science teacher. So today we're going to be learning about adapting animals. That's just the name of the chapter, but we're having lots and lots. We are having 5 topics to discuss about in today's lesson. So let's start with the Earth. You all know that the outside of the Earth is made of rocks and soil, right? Well, how do scientists figure out what the inner parts of the Earth are made of? So the outer parts of the Earth are called the external structures. So how can we find how can the scientists find out more about the internal structure? So we can't just buy a real live Earth and cut it in half. We have to use models. Remember, we often use models in science. For example, here I'm just drawing this. This is a peach, an avocado by the way. You see, this avocado is cut in half, and you see, this is the avocado skin. Here, this part. Here, and just drawing it more. This is the avocado skin. So it acts like the crust, the outer layer, the crust of Earth. Next is the meat of the avocado. It acts like the mantle. And finally, the seed. The seed acts like the inner core and the outer core. So first, let's talk about the first an external structure of Earth. It is called the crust. The crust on the topmost layer is about 20 degrees Celsius, and at the deepest part, it is 400 degrees Celsius. Underwater, right at the Mariana Trench, the crust is 5 kilometers thick. But on dry land, the crust could be about 70 kilometers thick. Next, we'll move to the mantle. The mantle is 3,000 kilometers thick. It is made out of lava and molten rock. There are still rocks in there, but very few. It is made out of a material called nickel. It's like the name of the nickel in an American coin. Next, finally, is the core, the outer and inner core, by the way. It is about 3,400 kilometers thick, and it's shaped like a round circle, by the way. It is also made out of molten rock, but it's actually melted iron. When the Earth first appeared, it is just the core and the rocks and volcanoes. But soon they get covered by water, which is the first rainfall on Earth, which fills the Earth with water. Soon the land will appear. You might not know, but we'll learn about that in the next lesson. Next is volcanoes. How do volcanoes erupt? Volcanoes form when there is a slight crack in the Earth. Then the 2 pieces of rock that connect the crack will push against each other and will form a huge mountain. Then it will only have a little small hole there, which lava will spew out. The lava will soon melt the rest of the top, and it will be called the mouth of a volcano. The lava, with the magma which is inside, will soon go out, and it will be called lava. Next, I'm gonna tell you about what are some types of volcanoes. Some types of volcanoes are volcanoes that only spew out lava, volcanoes that spew out dust and other toxic gases, and volcanoes that spew out both. The most common ones are the volcanoes that spew out both, though there are some that are very unique. For example, Vesuvius, that is near Pompeii. It shoots out a type of rock called tephra. This tephra is a mixture between the dust and the toxic gases and dried up lava, molten lava, that will fall down like meteorites that comes from the volcano. Next is earthquakes. How do earthquakes form? Earthquakes, like volcanoes, start from a small crack in the earth. The two parts of rock that connect the crack will brush against each other and create waves. These waves will go to the surface of the earth, which makes it rattle. Also, earthquakes can happen in many places. In New York City, earthquakes have happened. In New York City, earthquakes have happened on land and underwater. In India, there was once an earthquake that caused a tsunami to go onto the land. So now let's talk about tsunamis. Tsunamis are large waves of water that no one can surf on. They are created from 1, earthquakes in the water, 2, a meteorite falling from the sky, or landslides under the water, and finally a volcano erupting inside the water. Soon, in India, the largest tsunami ever recorded on a camera was the tsunami in India. It made all the other buildings collapse, all except one giant statues. The other statues and buildings simply were washed offshore or into the water. But soon, maybe the sources that collect water will soon collect the water, and the water will be out. But still, the city is in ruins, and it is buried in dirt, of course, because when the tsunami goes there, it's like the city is actually like the sea floor, because it's covered in dirt, the dirt that is washed over by the tsunami that carries. The tsunami gets taller when it reaches shallow waters. This is because the sand that supports it is getting, the amount of sand that supports it is getting larger, so it will be higher. Because if you get a small ladder like this, you only climb here because the ground is here. But if the ground is here and a ladder is still like this, you can climb higher. For example, the ground and the ladder is 1 kilometer tall. But if the ground is 1 meter tall and the ladder is 1 kilometer tall, so you could climb up to 1 kilometer and 10 meters. But if the ground is 2 meters tall and your ladder is still 1 kilometer tall, then you will climb up to 1 kilometer and 20 meters. That's something that you might learn in today's lesson. Finally, adapting animals. Animals are having very difficult time to adapt in a new place. For example, dolphins. Dolphins are in aquariums, but they're also out at sea. Or your goldfish. Goldfish are pretty cute ones. Goldfish can reach up to this size. Goldfish, one, can adapt in your fish bowl. Two, it can adapt in the sea, where it lives with some kind of reeds. Also the clownfish. Now, how about plants? How do plants adapt to places that are not its home? For example, a cactus. A cactus, the home of the cactus is in a dry desert. For example, the Ruby Desert or the Sahara Desert. Well, how could it survive with a person? Well, we give it less water and not so much water or it will die. How about roses? Well, roses can grow anywhere, so we won't discuss about that. The purple wildflowers are some kind of plants that share the environment of another. And if the saplings grow too much, the other flowers will simply die and the new flowers will start to adapt and grow up again. So, thank you for listening and see you next time with our next science lesson. Bye!